Alright, so let's start it off with how many of the people here are designers? Raise your hands. Let me ask a question about that. If I were to ask this question to a group of people, or just roll back into history and imagine you are sitting in a class of UKG, LKG, or first standard, everyone would have raised their hand. Yes, I'm a UX designer. Yes, I'm a visual designer. And they would have an awesome answer for what UX design is. Even I won't be giving those definitions. So, you are a designer if you have done any of these. If you have sketched all those cartoons sitting in the last bench of college, making funny creatures of teachers, or you, sorry, understand. Or you love colors like me, love typography, scribbling on paper, or making rangolis and decorative stuff like that. So in that case, I feel you are a designer because a couple of things which I mentioned here, even I am not doing that thing. So intro about me. Well, I'm more comfortable giving a talk on with students as compared to professionals. So I'm supposed to be professional designer as now. So, well, I'm being asked this question in all my job interviews when people call me just to have a chit chat basically. Tell me about yourself. Trust me, I've never figured out this answer. And I start seeing the whole long story and people just afterwards, whoa, I was supposed to be a 2 minute line session. So I did my BCA. During that time, so in first year I was a C++ programmer. Please don't ask me a question about programming right now. I don't even know how system.out.println, right? Is that right? Okay. I would have understand. Okay. So that was in first year of BCA. I was a C++ programmer, and trust me, I was really good. I won a competition too. And while back in my third year of BCA, I was interested in software engineering, a subject which everyone speaks in class. And more specifically, I was into requirement engineering. Now even I don't know the definition again. So then I decided, actually not me, my mom decided that I should pursue masters because as usual I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I could do a job, I thought I could do MS, lot of things coming up. So it was during MCA that we had this college tech fest coming up. And since I was a jobless person as usual, so I volunteered for this college web development club, which is named as WebApp. So we have given the task of designing our college university website. And the best part was, none of us were a designer. And there were like a group of 6-7 people, and everyone was a back-end hacker, programmer, code programmer. Have absolutely no idea about how web technologies work. I remember there was one person who made a website. Just imagine the color: orange, blue, pink, purple, white. He said it looks good, no? It's so awesome. So that's how it was. So we actually stayed back in summer break and started doing designing, how the designing should be done. Since I didn't know any of the technologies, neither I knew HTML, CSS, neither I knew graphic design as such. Seriously, I didn't even knew what is Illustrator, what is Photoshop. No clue. So I started scribbling on paper. Since this was my college tech fest website, I knew that I was among the target audience group. So we had 80 competitions coming up. And the programmer said, see, we are already short in resources. If I am supposed to go to 80 competitions, every competition site would have venue, FAQ, program list, and all blah blah blah. So he was like, you're just doing maths, I'm bad in maths, so I won't do calculation as of now. So then he was like, I can't code all those things. So I just scribbled on paper that how the website should be, how the layout should be and all. And then everyone started asking me, are you a designer? I said, no, obviously. If I was a designer, I would have designed the site. Why would I scribble on paper? That's not what designers do. So that's what when people pointed me out that you are doing UX designing. I thought, okay, I got a title for being jobless. So I started reading more on designing. What is UX designing? What is UI designing as such? And then I found the subject really interesting. Anyways, I was not a good student, though I managed to get 8 pointers, but that was off topic. Just because my mom said me I should get 8 pointers and I can do whatever I want. So then I volunteered for a couple of hackathons happening in Chennai. So if you guys are aware of in 50 hours, 32 hours startup and hackathons like this, you should really go into all those hackathons. It was during those sessions that I volunteered as a designer. Yes, I was very dubious on my first in my first volunteering in hackathon. That these people are a bunch of professionals. I'm a first year student who just know designing when it comes to college group of my friends. What the hell would I do there? They're all very professional CEOs, CTOs coming and sitting here. What would I design? I have all those thoughts going into me. But then there were a couple of friends going along, so I also jumped along. And that was, I guess, the best move I did so far. So I learned a lot. Then started doing internship, taking up freelance work, and a lot of graphic design and things. So I was working with Mani Doraiswamy, he is a CTO of Audienscape. He presented an idea in 50 hours, and once the hackathon was over, I started working with him. It's exactly when my whole journey for UX designer started. That's when I knew, yes, I want to go into this field. I won't take up a job in software engineering or software testing. I know people would have a hard time with me more than them. I would have a hard time with it. Yes, a lot of self projects because initially when you start doing the design, it's good to hear, have a motivational talk, having all those sessions, but inspired by all those beautiful designs that you come across with, when you actually start doing it, it's then you realize how you suck. You really suck into designing. I had this feeling for a long time. I still do. So, coming up, keeping all this talk aside and jumping to the next session, what the hell is user experience? So if you ask this question to 5 people among designers, developers and all, everyone would come up with some different answers. And to a saying it would be like, yes, tidbits of them connect as well, but then what is user experience? I guess you guys are smart enough than me than for doing the Wikipedia and Google search. So I'm going to give you a simple definition. It's basically what, when, why, where, how, and who uses your product. So if you keep doing combination of what, when, where, why, how, and all those things, it's exactly all the things which the way you interact with the way user interacts with your product. So my simple definition for UX would be everything that affects a user interaction with that product. So you do notice a lot of UX magical moments, the way I call it, in your daily life. But those moments are so magical that they get unnoticed rather than a magician playing something. So, quick example, Google Chrome. So is it visible? Okay. So for Google Chrome, if you drag an active tab, it's always on top. For an inactive tab, even if you're dragging it, it'll come behind the active tabs. Next one is MailChimp. When you log out of MailChimp, the URL changes see you later rather than signup.php, login.php, something sort of that. It's a good thing to say. So you can find a lot of UX design moments and all fantasizing moments in UX. You can log onto the site named Little Bit UI Details. It has a good collection of all those things. Don't worry, I'll read all those things so you can note it down later. So UX basically is a very, very vast field. If I'm supposed to give a talk on what user experience design is, I'll probably take a week or something. And I'm not sure if you guys will be sitting for a week to listen to my talk. Though my presence is too please do. But so basically it is user researchers. So user researchers are basically people who do all the logical thinking to be named as such. They have very hi-fi name terminologies. Say something is known as persona, making wireframes, personas, doing user survey, user study, user testing, user research. So They basically, as mentioned here, help companies develop a set of questions to be answered and create a custom research plan to do them. So their day-to-day activities include creating personas, doing user interviews. So say basically you're asked to make a kids portal. So your target audience becomes kids, then the age group. So you can have say some the kids age group is between 5 to 11. You can again break it down to people between kids between 5 to 7, 7 to 9, 9 to 11. Then male, female. So the color choices and things differ. So as you see, pink is usually the color used for girls. If you are supposed to design a site for guys and make the color pink, see the reaction. It will be awesome. So then comes user architect, UX architects, or they are called information architects in general. So these people usually take the research, the findings done by user researchers, and then make detailed wireframe. So say I'll take my example of my TechFest website, how the website should be, how the wireframe exactly has to be, where the sign up button should be coming, where the whole layout should be coming. So the basic structure like this. Next come interaction designer, which was my last top position. They do something similar, but rather than information architects. So for information architects, the major finding relies on user research, more of detailed findings, survey analytics, and stuff like that. For interaction designers, it's basically heuristic, pattern-based design, personal taste, and things so on. Then there is content strategist. It contains basic understanding of content structures, taxonomy, emotional styling. So basically, you are setting up a whole web portal. When you do personal website design, it will be just few pages. But you are doing a company or ERP design, how the header should come, which font has to be there. So it should look consistent from one page to another page to another page. So setting up those style guidelines and stuff like that. Visual designers, I guess this is something you guys would know already. Visual designers take up the wireframes designed by UX architect or information or interaction designers, and they convert all those design into visual aspects, the way you see it in the web or mobile website or things. So this is a basic get started guide. So for people who are new to UX design or design as per se, who wants to go into UX design, so the first thing would be understand the mindset of how UX designer thinks would be. What questions or what general thinking they have. To start with, this book, The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman, and Don't Make Me Think by Steve Krug. These are like the basic books in design world. They don't have, the best part I like about these books is, they're just like the normal storytelling books. It just changes your perception towards daily objects you see. If you want to go into a bit more research or more detailed work, you can go into this design thinking category, that's sketching user experience, emotional design, and things by Don Norman. A couple of UX publication you can follow is Boxes and Arrows, UX Matters, Core 77. Yes, no substitute for that. Practice, practice, practice. Do a lot of self projects. Open source, Madhu will be talking later about it, so she will let you all of that. Participates in hackathons. I'm saying because that has worked really great for me. Do internships. Dribble is an awesome site. Please note it down, or I'll read it again. Dribble is an awesome site for designers. You have like, wow, now this is what quality design. So Dribble is an invite-only community. You need to be invited to Dribble something. But these are things you can get inspiration on. Yeah, one quick thing for if you want to improve your design, because initially when you start your graphic designs, you'll notice it doesn't have that fancy thing. If you check out any Dribble designer course, you will be like, wow, it's so shiny. It's the color, preposition, the shadows, everything fall in place. But when you start doing a design initially, you will draw a plain circle, fill it with color or with gradient, but it doesn't have this 3D effect. It's not that shiny. How the hell that person did it? So Dribble has a lot of these free giveaways. So those great people share their PSDs for free. So download those PSD, dig into them, which shading, which lighting effect, how the person did it. That's a quick way of learning, those amazing details. Yes, detailing and all those shiny things comes by practice, but that's a quick tip to learn fast. Yes, these are my initial designs and I know the suck. So these were the designs I did in the first edition of In 50 Hours. In 50 Hours, as I mentioned, is a hackathon. So back then I was very happy that I designed something very fast. These designs are done in Photoshop. Actually, logo design is supposed to be done in Illustrator SVG format. But then I have improved a bit. So these are two of my couple recent designs. Needs a lot of improvement, but it's a bit better than this. Talking about job opportunities, since you people, most of you are students here. So, well, frankly, back then when I started UX designing, things were not that great when it comes to job market. But it has drastically changed now. You just Google search UX designer job post, you will see a bunch of posting. And just applies anywhere saying you are a UX designer. You'll be like, oh wow, really interesting job? I have a lot of job offers coming up, and it's like I'm going to a restaurant, there are a lot of job offers coming in. Oh, I want this, I want this. I really do that. So, talking about salaries, because if students are supposed to take up a career, that's something comes first. So that's something people mention towards the end, or that goes off topic. But yeah, ideally a user designer, UX designer salary would be somewhere between, say, 4 to 7 lakh in India to start off with. It totally depends on how sincere you are in work, how badly you want to be a designer, and things. So job boards, Hasky job boards, Hasky job boards is something for startups. All startup postings, all startup job posts are posted in Hasky. Then do internship that results in job offer from the company, and if your work is good, you'll get a lot of referrals from other people. Dribble, as I said, is an awesome post for Smashing Magazine. 99 Design is a crowdsourcing site for designer. I learned a lot in though I never won any contest in 99 Design. I guess I participated in, I don't know, I guess 40-50 contests so far, or 30-40 contests so far, but I never won a design contest so far. But yes, that has helped me a lot in learning design and how, so given a logo brief, how people come up with those ideas, how they have those ideas, like the way they come up, the visuals they come up with, the thought process behind it. You learn a lot by seeing other people work and you're working on the same projects. So it's kind of like a hackathon for me. It's like a design jam happening virtually where I can go and participate as per my right. Coroloff, Behance are few other job boards to make for. Yes. Just start. Listening to motivational talks, lectures and all, it's very nice. Feels good. You feel motivated. But unless and until you switch on your computer and start doing it, it just goes off. If you want any help, good. Okay. You can contact me anytime. These are my URLs. And yeah, that's end of my talk. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put. Yeah.
So, I generally feel that design is something that comes from creativity. So, is this creativity and imagination towards something? Is it born or is it something that can be developed?
Well, that depends. I'm not sure how right person I am to answer this question. But yes, since I didn't came from a design background, I don't have any design degree as such. It's just a way of looking at things, I would say. So, it can both be learned to an extent. I have seen programmers who are forced to do UI design work. Over a period of time, they have a bit sense of UI.
I write code, so as over time, I feel I know how my users will use it, so
Exactly.
I can put things in the right place. But I've seen some of your designs, and I'm like, wow, I can't get there. Not that I am into design, but can people get there if they try to?
Yes, exactly. If you keep, so similarly, I would say for your work, that if I see your code, I fancy, oh wow, things have been done like this. Wish I was a programmer, I could even do all those things. Back those days, I was a C++ programmer. I hate to say in front of developers, but yeah.
No, I can vouch for the fact that you can learn that. Can you vouch for the fact that you can
Yeah,
learn?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
How does your day look like?
Good question. So, I won't dwell into my sleeping habits or procrastination habits currently. I want to have a good impression right here. Well, from design perspective, I would say I'm an experimental child. I purposefully don't see myself or call myself as a professional designer. I always have this fancy tag as I'm a student. I always say this because when you're a student, you are more open to experimentation and doing all creative things, and people don't expect much from you. With professional tag, you're a professional, you're supposed to do this. So my day when it comes to design, so pretty much on wireframing starts with, say if I have to develop a web page, I do a bit of research that who's the target audience, who's the target user who will be doing, for whom I'll be building the website or the web app. Bit of user research on that, then basic concept wireframing, quick prototyping with HTML, CSS, visual, and get the code out. I've worked in startups, so no matter how much exciting or awesome design things I say, my boss will always say, yes, you are awesome. I want the code today night. It has to go live. Do whatever you want. Do night out. I don't give a damn about it. I want the code right. So yeah, apart from that, I do take out some personal time, say every Sunday or any day in the week, where I try doing some experimentation. It could be a new form of design which I've never learned so far. So I was pathetic in this graphic design. I even bet if we have a one-on-one competition with any one of you on drawing a circle with pencil, I guess I'll score last. I'm horrible in sketching. I'm good with Illustrator right now, but I'm horrible in paper sketching and things. So yeah, learning new things, taking a bit of time.
You might also do things like visual facilitation.
Sorry, Abhi.
Though designers also do things like visual presentations and whatever.
Yep. Correct. Anyone else? I was waiting for that.
Yeah. So it's been
It's been interesting to see your journey into UX, and indeed there are a lot of takeaways from that. If today I were to choose UX as my profession, I've got a lot of takeaways on what I should be doing. But I have a question: whether I am a UX professional or not, whether I am a normal programmer or a UX programmer, do you think the ability to have a designing perception is necessary? Is a necessary thing if you are building systems? When you are looking at as technologists, we are solution providers. We are not programmers. We give solution to people for their problem. So for that kind of a job role, do you think the design perception is a necessary requirement, or is something you can pick up later on? So does it make sense from the college level that I pick up some basic elements of design? Does it make sense for me as a student?
Well, yes, it's always beneficial. I mean, as I say, if you know a couple of things, apart from your subject as well. But well, coming back to your question, is it necessary for programmers to have some design sense or not? It definitely helps, but then it comes back to where exactly are you putting up your work? So say if you're a backend programmer, maybe just a basic understanding of what is the information architect, most probably that's discussed. So in my previous job, it was discussed by CPO and me sitting there, that how the information architecture has to look like. There will be a lot of Git repositories, branches done here, there, and I'm supposed to do the design accordingly for that. So if you just have, for backend programmers, you just have an idea of how the basic information architecture is, you are good to go with that. And yes, having some sympathy zone and some respect zone for a designer who are working is always needed. I mean, that's always expected by a designer, though the vice versa is same. But again, if you're a front-end developer these days, though there are a lot of factors like depending on the number of team size you have. I have been a UX designer, like UX designer team of one usually, so I work with front-end developers. So, like over the period of time, the way I start, both of us, like the developer whom I'm working with, have a basic understanding of how UX is doing, because while doing wireframes, till the time it's being launched, prototyping and the final thing, the developer would be sitting next to me. So he'll be saying this constraint level that this field cannot be done, this plugin cannot be implemented. And so it helps in quick prototyping for both of us and the product as well. So if you, for a web developer position, if you have a basic understanding of UX, that's really awesome for both the designer and the developer and talking about the product as well. Anyone else? Cool. If you guys have any questions, ask me.